The recent financial implosion significantly impacted the value of hotels in the negative. It is a temporary phenomenon for certain hotels. Those certain hotels that have recovered very well include hotels in 6 or 7 coastal markets: Boston, New York, DC, Miami, perhaps Chicago. Certainly San Francisco, Los Angeles are all doing well in the 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star universe. Everything else has significant stigma or damage associated with it from the implosion. Brands themselves, I don't think, have been impacted other than what I would call the lowering of the tide. Everyone is doing worse than they were 2 or 3 years ago. I don't see any differential impacts in terms of certain brands being better or worse than other brands. The AIG effect, a little bit of that is still out there in terms of some stigma associated with the luxury brands, but I think that is very much a temporary phenomenon. On a global basis, it's clear that the U.S. is the laggard. The growth in the industry is Asia. The fundamental economic driver for the industry is rising incomes. And the place in the world where incomes are rising the fastest is in China and India. And with lodging and leisure being a luxury good, the growth of that industry will be much greater than the growth of incomes in general. And so where incomes are growing fast, leisure is growing fast, and it's very, very good for the industry. The United States, on the other hand, is a fairly mature industry with the most important dynamic today being really the firms are trading share with each other or attempting to steal each other's share. I don't see a high growth beyond the growth of GDP in general. The hot markets in the next couple of years are Boston, New York, DC, Miami, San Francisco, Los Angeles, perhaps Chicago. The rest of the country has significant difficulties. There are some additional areas. I would think that resorts that are particularly well located in areas close to major metropolitan areas should do quite well. Other things that are really important that I see huge mistakes that were made in the last downturn were a lack of understanding of where demand really comes from, a lack of understanding of how easy it is to build new supply in most major markets. New York, for example, saw over 10,000 rooms open in the last decade. Now, the good news for New York was 10,000 rooms were removed and converted to condos. But in other markets where we didn't have the condo conversion phenomenon, that increase in supply significantly has hurt the industry. In terms of new opportunities, I really do think that guests today are looking for experiences. And those operators who can sell a great experience and then sell that a la carte will do extraordinarily well. An example are the cooking classes at the hotel. But even more important is, how would you like to have your table in the back with the chef and eat at the chef's table? Well, that we have a special price. Those sorts of experiences, I think, have huge traction with guests and are significant revenue enhancers.
For more information and to download our free research, visit chr.cornell.edu.